guys, I'm Callie with Snowy Shaved Ice, and it's Flavor Friday. Today we're going to talk about how to make 50 gallons of sugar water at one time in our 50-gallon tank that we sell. Okay, we built this, and this is a really great way to make a lot of sugar water without having to go through the process of doing 5-gallon head packs one at a time. And if you do events and you need a lot of sugar water, this is the way you want to do it. You don't have to make 50 gallons at a time. You should make, I would say, anywhere from 20 to 50 in 5-gallon increments. Okay, because you need 25 pounds of sugar to 5 gallons of water. That's how you make 5 gallons of simple syrup. Okay, is with 25 pounds of sugar. So I want to talk to you about the mixer just for a minute. So this is $1,450, okay? And it comes with the half horsepower motor. And if you want to look in, okay, the lid comes off really easily, okay? Lid.
Let me show me the, there you go, okay.
Lid. And the plastic, okay, this tank is food grade material, NSF approved. It comes with this propeller. Can you see both of them in there?
Yeah.
There's 2 propellers, okay, which is important because we're going to be mixing a lot of sugar here. And this is stainless steel. And it comes on, you know, we have welded this really nice aluminum lightweight stand for the tank to sit on. And it is perfect because once you make all of your sugar water, the first thing you want to do after it's mixed, okay, you want to then dispense it into all of your 5-gallon jugs. Empty the tank immediately, fill your 5-gallon jugs. This sits just right under the faucet here, the spigot here. And then you turn this, turn it on, off, okay? So what else can I tell you? I'm going to show you how to make some sugar water in this, okay? You want to make sure you have a few things before you get started. You want to make sure you have clean head packs, have them ready to go. If you're doing 50 gallons of sugar water, you need 10 of these. If you're doing, 35 gallons, you need 7 of these, okay? So have your jugs ready, and then you want to make sure you have your preservative and citric acid. Do not ever make sugar water in this without using this. I mean, we talked about this in another episode, but if you're making 5 gallons, you need to preserve it, okay? So have this ready, and then your sugar. So what we use, you can see to the side here, these are actually 50-pound bags because we order like pallets, truckloads of sugar, okay? So we get 50-pound bags from Cisco, but if you go to any Costco, grocery store, you can get a 25-pound bag of sugar. So if I didn't have these, I would have 10 bags of sugar lined up. 10 25-pound bags of sugar if I do 50 gallons, okay, at a time, which is what we're going to do. I only have 5 bags because there's 50 pounds in each bag. Okay, so on the side of this tank, there's a scale. And what you can do when you get your tank, you could just take a crayon and like go along the numbers so you know where you are. Okay, so this is 50, and then we have 40, 45. The nice thing about a crayon too is it's not going to wash off. I mean, you could take acetone to it and get it off if you wanted. So last week I showed you the stainless steel tank that I use when I make sugar water and flavors here, and I was misinformed. I thought that's the tank we sell, and so we don't sell that tank. That tank would cost at least 5 times what this does. Okay, so this is more economical. It's lighter, much easier to ship. Okay, so this is great. I mean, this is perfect for what you guys would be doing with it. And I think now I'll show you how to make this. So before you start doing anything, you want to make sure that your spigot is off. Right now it's off. It's perpendicular to the nozzle here. And if I turn it this way, it's on. Okay, so we want that to be off. You want to have gloves, and I should put a hairnet on my head. So you don't want to get, hair in your sugar water and then serve that to a customer. That would be really gross. So I'm sporting this really sexy hairnet right now. Okay, gloves, hairnet, that's closed. We are going to put in, I would say, maybe 5. We're going to take it to 5 gallons of water. It is better if you have hot water because it just will make the process go by faster. It'll dissolve your sugar. If you don't have hot water, that is okay. My water is hot. Yeah, it's warm. It's warm. Okay, that's enough water for now. The reason I only put that much water in is because I want to have some water to put my preservative in. And it takes a minute for it to dissolve. And you want it to be dissolved before you add any sugar. So I just put a little water. I'm going to put the preservative in. I'm going to add water, okay? Because when I put the hot water in, or even cold water, it's going to help it dissolve faster. So Snowy preservative comes with the scoop. Now, it's important that you know how much you plan on making, because you need to put in your preservative first, and you need to put in the right amount of preservative, okay? I know I'm going to make 50 gallons, and so I'm going to put in 10 scoops, 1 scoop for every 5 gallons. If I was only going to make, 40 gallons, I would put in 8 scoops. But you don't want to make your sugar water and then you don't want to put in less preservative than you need, and then at the end, you can't really add it at the end. You kind of have to do it at the beginning. Here's our preservative. I'm going to do, a somewhat level scoop, okay? 1, 2, 3, 10. Okay, we're going to add some water, and we're going to take our water to above the first propeller. And see, this is why I like to put that preservative in a little bit of water and then finish filling it, because I can kind of help it like dissolve faster. And you do want it to be dissolved before you put your sugar in. And when you add your sugar, you need to keep in mind that it's going to raise the water level. And so you don't want to fill your tank up too full and then, be like, oh, whoops, I need to add more sugar, but now I'm overflowing. And you also have to, this is really an important thing, okay? You cannot pour in all of your sugar and then add water. That's a horrible idea. It will turn into like a brick of sugar in the bottom of your tank. You do not want to do that. It's very important that you have this much water. Where are we? Almost to 10-ish, okay? And that you add your water, your sugar slowly. I'm going to add a bag. I'm going to let it dissolve for a while, okay? I'm going to add more water. I'm going to put it in another bag. You'll see how I do it. But do not dump all of your sugar in. It's a nightmare. It will be a brick in the bottom of your tank, and it's really hard on your motor. It's hard for it to dissolve that. Okay, I'm going to plug us in right here. Now it's on. Okay. So I'm dissolving the preservative a little more, and I think it's ready. I can start adding my sugar. Okay, and I'm going to leave it running. I'm going to let it stay running like this while I add my sugar. All right, so and when you're doing this at your commissary, or wherever you mix your sugar water, you're gonna probably have 25-pound bags. So I'm gonna go a little bit slower because I have so much sugar in this. You wanna watch? So that's about 25 pounds right there. I'm gonna put a little bit more. I'm not gonna dump in my whole bag. Okay, you would do a whole bag. You would do your whole 25 pounds. I'm gonna add a little water to it. What I kind of cheat because I have done this more times than anyone on planet Earth. That's a guarantee. With flavors and sugar water. Okay. So I have water going in and my sugar. That's the rest of my first bag right there. And when you hit the top propeller and it starts splashing, just get your water line above that. If you don't have, a way to have a hose sitting here throwing water in, you just want to take a break, okay? So you put in a bag of sugar, and then you want to add water, and then sugar, and then water while it's mixing the entire time. You want that mixing before you ever even start to put the sugar in, okay? And we have one more bag. I'm going to turn my water off, okay? Because I don't know where this bag of sugar is going to take me, and I want to make sure I don't go above the 50. So I'm turning it off. I'll add my sugar, and then I'll top it off. Oh, added a bit, right? So that's why it's important to stop around here-ish before you add your last 2 bags, or 1 if you have a 50-pound. Okay, and now I'm going to add more water. And if there's like sugar on the sides, I like to kind of hit it with my water and wash it down. Now, you want to turn the motor off because it's spinning the sugar water, and so it's giving us an inaccurate read. Okay, it's going to be higher. It's going to tell us it's higher than it really is when that's on. So you turn it off. That's what's nice about the crayon. You can really see it better. You could take a permanent marker to it also if you wanted. You about there? Okay. So easy. Turn your motor back on. And now we need to add our citric acid. Again, this is the last thing you do. Very, very last thing you do. 10 scoops, because I made 50. 9 and 10. And it's not a bad idea to actually measure this out into a different container before you start putting it in case you forget what you've done. So if I had another little container, like with my preservative, I would have measured out 10 scoops into that, and then you sprinkle it in, just in case you don't remember how much you put in. It's just a little extra step to make sure that you have properly preserved your sugar water. And we have 50 gallons now, and what you want to do immediately is put the lid on, okay? It's going to keep, stuff out of your sugar water, but we needed an opening here for the propeller, and so this is why I say it's really important you empty this right when it's done mixing. I would let this mix for maybe 10 minutes and it's good, it's done. But you don't want to let this sit overnight, or even, you know, because like fruit flies, bugs could go in there. So you want to let it mix for 10 minutes, and then we'll check back in a couple minutes and make sure it's done, and I'll show you how to dispense it into a 5-gallon jug. So the reason I said 10 minutes is because I'm assuming you have cold water, but honestly, I don't think you need 10 minutes. I mean, this is dissolved now. And if you do it the way I did, okay, you're sort of slowly pouring in your sugar while the propeller is going, and you have adequate water in the tank. A couple minutes, really, maybe 5 tops after you've put the lid on, okay, and you're done. Maybe not even that long. It's only been a couple minutes since we put the lid on, and this is done for sure. So there is one more thing I want to show you. So here, just take the lid off. I'm going to show you why I'm doing this. I always do this because I'm a little bit OCD about things, but I'm gonna pour some of this off, okay? Now, if you remember, the first thing I put in my tank was my preservative. So I like to just pour off some sugar water in case some preservative like got inside the pipe here. You know, it was just water and preservative. I like to pour some off and then pour it back in. And then you know it's all just mixed really, really well. And look, it's dissolved. If it wasn't, we'd have sugar in there. Sludgy sugar in the bottom. And you can see, if you can see inside the jug, if you had light, you can see that there's no like grains of sugar in there.
Here, actually hold it still right there.
Okay. I could have actually done that step before I put my lid on the first time, okay? I just thought of it. So now all you do is line your jug up, 5-gallon head pack, and turn it on. And you can like walk away. Not for too long, you don't want it to overflow, but you don't need to be sitting here like watching it. Now you can be cleaning up your mess, like what I'm doing right now. Clean up my bags and get my other jug ready. This really is genius. We're good. Erin's worried. Erin's worried. Okay, line your other one up, and now I want to. I don't know if I've ever talked about the wrench. We sell this wrench for the 5-gallon jug lid, and this is a really nice tool. Sometimes, I mean, if the lid is on too tight, it's hard to get off. So this guy, you can get your lid on tight so you don't have any sugar water spilling, and you can take it off easily. So,
and it's not even so much sometimes the lid's too tight, sometimes that sugar is like a glue.
Yes, that is true.
So,
it like crystallizes.
Yeah, the sugar will make it lock real hard.
Okay, so now I'm gonna finish pouring this off. Okay, so I showed you how to make 50 gallons of sugar water, and I'm going to continue pouring this off. Once I've emptied my tank, I will have 10 of these. And I made all of them in a fraction of the time it would have taken me to make each individually, okay? So once it's empty, actually there's one more thing I want to mention. We can turn this off, okay? Turn it off once it's done mixing. And then once it's empty, you want to just take the lid off and clean it. Make sure you clean it right after you empty it. Because if you let it sit overnight, the sugar will crystallize and you have like candy. It's like trying to get hard candy out of the bottom. You just want to clean it to save yourself time trying to clean it after it's gone hard. And I would say fill your tank, get your hose, clean the sides, fill it to probably around above the bottom propeller, like what I did the first time. And I would throw in a splash of Clorox. If you have Clorox spray, I would just like spray a little bit of that and make sure you just rinse it out really well. And then open this up. You don't need anything here. Obviously, if you're like, you have a drain, you know, you just open that up and just let all the water, you know, drain out of it. And then that's it. So next week, I want to show you the 30-gallon mixer. This guy right here. We'll show you how to make sugar water in this. This doesn't have a motor, and this is like $700, so it's half the cost of the one with the motor. But this is also a good option. If you don't need to make 50 at a time and you don't want to spend $1,400, you know, go with this guy. So thanks for watching another episode of Flavor Friday, and hope you guys have a good weekend.